Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Apurv Mehra, and it's a privilege to welcome the team Cerebellum here and all the students, our lovely FMG students, for their preparation to the December exam. We have on the screen our lovely Goga Bhai in red with a yellow sofa. Then we have Dr. Vivek Jain sir with his ever smiling smile. Then we have the man, Dr. Sparsh, with his beautiful voice, with a plant, right, facing him. And then we have the universe boss behind him, Saraswati Ma, blessing all of you. And then we have the mother of believers, Dr. Zainab Vora. And so over to the universe boss, Dr. Praveen Tripathi sir, who has prepared this presentation. So I think it will be justice that he prepares it and he presents it. So इंसाफ यही होगा जिसने मेहनत की है बनाने में वही प्रेजेंट करे. So Praveen sir, over to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so students, good evening. हाँ, we can't see anyone लिख रहे हैं बच्चे. I think जो बोल रहा है वही दिखाई देगा. हाँ, चलिए. But all of us are here. You know, when everyone speaks, you'll get to see them. So, good evening, students. This presentation, a short presentation, is basically to discuss the strategy and the plan that we are going to follow for the upcoming December 2024 FMG exam. And the July FMG exam, Cerebellum Academy had a great result. A lot of students got good marks. And, you know, whatever thoughts we had while creating the program Mission 200 Plus, which is a program exclusively for FMG students with the aim of getting more than 200 plus marks in the FMG exam. It is now tested, well tested, and we would be trying to replicate the same and in fact improve it so that our results get even better. All right, so let's start. So for the last many years, the things that we have observed that act as obstacle, I have jotted them down here as a challenges. If we can find solutions to these challenges, we are good to go. We are good to get good result. So I just want to have a brief discussion about these problems and then the solutions to this problem. First of all is a structure. So I would like to ask this question to Gobind sir. Gobind sir, structure has been a big problem. What we see is students start studying. In the beginning, they are very enthusiastic and they spend a lot of time on certain subjects. And in the end, what happens is certain subjects get left unattended. And before they realize exam is 1 month away and they don't know what to do. So sir, can you explain more about it? What exactly is the problem?
Thank you, Dr. Praveen. And first of all, namaskar to all the audience. This is a big problem we have been finding since our teaching around 18 to 20 years now, that students want to study and they try to study. They have enough time to study. But problem is they usually lack a structure. Structure usually means that they do not know which subject, how much time to devote to, and what all to study and what not to study. So during this process, what the students do mostly when they start the study, they start one subject or two subjects. They spend too much time on those subjects. And at the end, they are having lack of time. And what happens, mostly 4 or 5 or 6 subjects are not done at all. And that leads to problem because you cannot skip any subject in entrance exams, maybe FMG, maybe PG entrance, maybe INICT. So you cannot leave any subject. So that is a big problem with the students, that they do not know how to spend their time. So which subject, how much time it requires. So we are trying to solve that problem.
Right. Very well said, sir. It's extremely important to cover all the subjects. Like 2-3 years back, the trend was many FMG students would leave certain subjects, especially the short subjects. Thankfully, that is changing. And we must keep in mind that from every single subject, even if it is a short subject, 6, 7, 8 questions are being asked. So as GRG sir very nicely said, all subjects must be covered. The second issue is that of revisions. Vivek sir, I would like to ask...
There is a statement by a student here that thank you for making a point about the structure, and one personal statement that you are Farhan Akhtar of Cerebellum. So there are 2 statements that have come for you. So they want you to smile more.
Thank you, sir. All right. So talking about the revisions now. So completing the course is important, but perhaps equally important is revision. Vivek Jain sir, I would like to ask you this, that, you know, how should a student ensure, or how should the student structure the preparation in such a way that the revisions are taken care of? And what is our plan? How many revisions are we targeting in our Mission 200 program?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Praveen sir, Dr. Govind sir. Students, as Dr. Govind sir has just mentioned, that you will be following a structured schedule from the Cerebellum Academy. Within that, we have created provision for revisions. Revisions are important. We have taken so many interviews over last few days. Almost every student mentioned this, that without revisions, it's difficult to recollect in the exam. So follow the schedule properly, complete the course. Then we are having revisions side by side, which will be going on. In the lab 2, we are having a revision test and discussion. Once your subject is over, that subject would be followed by a examination discussion. Also, you will be doing revisions through GTs and PYQs. I think separately we'll discuss on that. And one of the most important thing is in lab 3, where we'll be having a marathon schedule. And if you have seen the marathon sessions of last time, or if you take guidance from your seniors, you'll come to know that we try to cover all the 19 subjects in best possible way. A high coverage of all the 19 subjects within a short span of time. So multiple revisions is the key. Keep revision in front of you. Whichever note or notes you are using, we'll come to notes also. Please try to use them fully during the revision sessions also. Try to make note of points which either you were not aware of, or you get something new to learn in the revision. So kindly take this revision as an important part of the total preparation. Completing the subjects is our responsibility. We'll do that for you. When we are sitting with revisions, we'll expect that you will speak and we will listen. Right, sir?
Yes, sir, 100%. So as you have been saying that completing the course is important, but at least ensuring 2 revisions before you go and before you appear for the exam is extremely important. Mission program, marathon program Vivek sir was talking about, we will talk about it in a little more detail in the later half of the slides, but I think that's a game changer. Apurv sir, I want to ask this question to you. This all subject thing, although Goga sir talked about it, but there has been a tendency to not cover the shorter subjects. And you teach a short subject, I teach a short subject. Dr. Zainab also teaches a short subject apart from teaching everything else. So what is the suggestion, sir, for the students? How should be the approach towards the shorter subjects?
Yeah, so as Goga bhai said that it is very important to do all 19 subjects. It is important, 2 things are important. You should read all 19 subjects and you should read all the options, right, in any MCQ, because this is a different game. Now, when we talk about cricket, I'll give you example of cricket, right? Now, cricket, a good batsman will get you sponsorship, but a good bowler, right, will win you championships. So what I believe is a big subject will make you reach till 120, 130 if you know them. But from 120, 130 to 170 plus, the short subjects will sail through. And what the reason is that most of the people do not do all the subjects. Also, what Vivek sir said is important to do the first reading and 2 revisions. But you should be very careful that you do all the important things in the first reading and then revise. People are that they have kept this much time for the first reading and they want to start revision. And what they end up doing is on this point, they leave a subject. So the revision is never completed till the time you have included all the 19 subjects, because even if you are good in one subject, right, you might fail. But if you are average in 19, you might be the topper.
Right.
What is more important here is that when you are preparing for entrance exam and you write the exam, it's a mental game. If you have not touched psychiatry, even if the question comes to you, your confidence is going to be lower if you have not revised it. So it's important to do all the 19 subjects. There is no missing in that. Thank you, Dr. Praveen sir.
Right, sir. Sir, very well said that if you have read all the subjects and if you have revised them, the confidence is good, and you are always able to make a good guess in the exam. You can usually eliminate at least 2 options. Discipline, again, I think perhaps the most important thing. What we have seen is that on few days, students tend to study for a good number of hours, and then for many more days, they are just gone. They're not studying at all. Discipline and consistency, how should we maintain it? Sparsh sir, what can be done about the discipline? How can we ensure that the student remain consistent throughout the period of the preparation?
Yeah, hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you for trusting Cerebellum as your preferred source for cracking the FMGE exam. And this was very much evident from the results that we had for the July 24 exam. Now, as a student, a lot of people are pretty enthusiastic when they start off preparation for the exam. But what happens is that in few days of time, your enthusiasm towards the exam is going to dwindle. That's why Cerebellum has its flagship program wherein you are going to be having the option of choosing from the live sessions. The live sessions are going to be a very key reason why a student is likely to maintain his discipline towards the preparation. So when you have a notification that a famous or favorite teacher of yours like Vivek Jain sir, or for that matter Goga sir, or for that matter Apurv sir or Zainab ma'am is coming to take a session, you are more likely to just have a look at it कि चलो यार attend कर लेते हैं. And once you start attending it, you will realize the power of these teachers, why they have been at the top of the game for so many years. Then you will automatically attend the rest of the session. And undoubtedly, the attention span in a live session is going to be taking you through. They will also teach you certain tips and tricks, which are going to be the game changer for the examination. I do not say that people who are not attending the live sessions are not able to maintain discipline, but the relative probability becomes low. So when you are going to be having an option of having a live session, you actually interact with the teacher. So that gives you an idea about how are the questions going to be asked. One, you maintain the regularity, and then you are also being told about certain tips and tricks which are likely to be useful for your exam. It's also seen that, you know, when students are attending a live session, there may be a time when you do not know the answer to a question and there are other people who are answering. So you tend to get motivated within that particular cohort. I mean, who can teach you better about case control and cohort study than Vivek Jain sir? But you tend to feel कि सबको आता है तो यार मुझे भी करना चाहिए. The other thing which happens is at times you are the only one who is answering it correctly. So you feel good about yourself. So such things are usually not going to be seen if there were no live sessions. And I think that is what a lot of students have conveyed, that they immensely benefited from the live sessions of the mission program that Praveen sir had designed. And therefore, once you are going to be sticking around with the program, it will ensure that point number one, you finish off your subjects, all subjects in particular, well within time. And then you also get sufficient time for having more than one revision. I mean, for any exam, if you are completing your course well within time and having 2 more revisions, along with practice of the MCQs, along with appearing for the GTs and having a good score, I don't think anybody in the world can stop you from getting a successful score. Right, sir?
Very nice. Well said, sir. So as per sir very nicely said that discipline part is kind of taken care with the live session. Imagine not feeling like studying and then your phone shows you a notification that the Zainab ma'am is live or Goga sir is live. Even if you're not in that frame of mind, even then it's quite likely that you will start that session and, you know, sit passively. On days when you're not feeling at the top of your, you know, performance, your performance is going down, your concentration is not so good, just listening to the lectures ensure that something is going inside your head. All right, Zainab ma'am, I want to ask.
Praveen sir, just I'll interject in between. A student, Dr. Hari, has a query. He's saying, this is my first attempt. I have already taken Cerebellum. Is this enough? So, sir, I'd like to answer to Dr. Hari and other similar queries. This may be your first attempt, don't worry. But teachers who are on screen may be having their 30th or 40th attempt. So trust. Have faith in us. We will work along with you. We'll study along with you and will not stop till you clear the exam in this first attempt itself. Praveen sir.
Sir, एक और चीज मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ. I mean, since that query came, before even, in fact, Vivek sir could say anything about it, I think you get ample proof. I mean, we had people who are just making a text comment. Dr. Pavan Kumar, he's making a comment कि भाई रोज Cerebellum से पढ़ ले, आराम से clear हो जाएगा. Just go with the flow. And you also had, thankfully, Dr. Prachi, who said, undoubtedly the best group of teachers one can get. So just go with it. I mean, I think these are very well proof from the students who cracked the exam in the July 24 session as well. So nothing can be, I think, a better concurrence to the wonderful program that has been created.
Right, sir. All right. Coming to Zainab ma'am. Zainab ma'am, you have been teaching the students the art of solving MCQs. In fact, you have introduced certain new words, buzzword, you talk about buzzword and you talk about choti copy and all of that. So ma'am, one of the problems that we have seen with not only FMG students, but other students as well, is that they're kind of afraid of, you know, doing the MCQs or appearing for the GTs. They say that, you know, once I become good, once I am scoring good marks, only then I'll appear for the test. Otherwise, my confidence will take a hit. So, ma'am, what exactly do you want to, you know, convey to these students? What is your suggestion?
Yeah, thank you, sir. End of the day, it is going to be an MCQ exam that you have to appear for. You may know all the theory in the world, you may know all the one-liners in the world, but if you can't actually answer from the 4 options in front of you, the knowledge doesn't really count. So you all have to learn, you know, again, the question keeps coming, is this content enough? See, in medicine, no content is ever going to be enough, there is so much to learn and there's a lifetime to learn, but we have only 6 months to crack the exam. So in that, you have to learn mainly how do I eliminate options from the given information which I have been taught. Our job as teachers is to give you the information needed to crack an MCQ. It may not be the information enough about that topic or about medicine in general, but you need to know enough to crack an MCQ. So here, with the mission program, we have ensured that after we have done the theory lecture, immediately you are given a test and discussion. So, that is the first test wherein you see that, okay, theory seemed easy, but then when it came to me in the form of a test, how could I score? So that is the first test you will face, which is the immediate test and discussion. Then we have the lab 2, wherein you do self-study, and then we are again going to give you a different test, and then you appear for it. So that gives you another perspective of doing the questions. Now, again, I've seen students who don't really struggle when they're doing subject-wise questions, and then when you give them a grand test, they again struggle. So that is again the importance that highlights the importance of facing, all 19 subjects together, because it is unlikely that you will ever be prepared for all 19 subjects together, like you are going to be prepared for a single subject. But you have to practice that. So, we are going to give you GTs while we are in the middle of our first cycle as well. Even if you've not done all 19 subjects, try facing a GT. Let go of the fear, let go of what if I don't score 150, what if I don't score the marks which I want to. It's okay. What is very important is to keep learning from every GT. Even in the interviews which we had taken, the big takeaway was all of the students who have done well, they kept on giving GTs and they analyzed it very well. Analyzing GT is more important than giving it, to learn where they are lacking, what are my weaker subjects, what are my weaker topics, and then work on it. So you have to be very responsive to every test you appear for, whether it's a subject-wise test or whether it's a GT. So first and foremost, don't be scared of MCQs. It's a work in progress. You will improve with time, but for that you have to show up. You have to show up to every single test and discussion we are going to take, in which we are holding your hand, explaining you why this is the answer, and then to GTs where you're going to read an explanation and learn yourself, how could I have gotten this correct, or even if I didn't know the topic, how could I have guessed this MCQ correctly. So these are the skills eventually which you have to master, and that is what gets you the rank ultimately. So focus on a balance of theory plus MCQs. Don't just keep revising your notes. That's a big mistake that a lot of students do. They keep on revising the same theory material. Don't do that. Keep on practicing MCQs. And we also have PYQ marathon which runs, right? So that way your PYQs are taken care of. From that you also learn what are the important topics to be stressed upon when you're attending the class. So in one line, if I can summarize, you just show up. We are going to take care of what you need to do. All you have to do is to promise us that we are going to show up and do every single thing that you ask us to do. So that is a simple thing that students should do.
So very well summarized, ma'am. If there's one takeaway point from this discussion is that all that you have to do is to show up. If you show up, sit in the class, everything else will be taken care of. All right. So,
Dr. Praveen, just a minute. I want to answer some questions of the students.
please, sir.
So Rishabh is saying, sir, if someone start from zero, is he able to crack FMG? Rishabh, Dr. Zainab has just answered your question. Just show up, and we are here to guide you. And if you study seriously, 6 months is good enough to crack your exam. Okay? So just believe and keep studying, and definitely you will pass. Then another student saying, I forgot where it is.
Sir, just wanted to add on that. This is very typical. In the beginning of the session, this question is very commonly asked that would this be enough? And later on in the session, the question is, I cannot complete everything. Tell me some shorter source. So in this, a lot of students end up wasting a lot of time. So if you follow a plan from day one, you are following something that can be covered and revised twice. That gives you a huge edge. So all of you who are thinking that would it be enough? It is more than enough. In fact, it is going to be a big challenge for you to cover everything. Content amount is not going to be a bottleneck or a limitation. You being able to complete it is going to be the bigger challenge.
Another student, Karthik is saying, sir, I've done different subject from different platforms. So do I need to attend all the live sessions from all the faculties? So my answer will be absolutely yes. So you should attend all the lectures. That's why we are giving a structure. If you keep on doing one thing from one place, one from another place, and you keep on mixing, that structure will be lost. So my advice will be to attend all the lectures if you can. But if you already know some subject thoroughly and you are very confident of that, then you can revise from the same platform wherever you have studied. But my advice will be to keep following the FMG 200 plus course from scratch.
From scratch. Well said, sir. So we'll keep answering the questions as they appear on our screen.
There is one thing, Dr. Praveen, before you go on to the next thing. When we thought about Cerebellum, our line was for the students by the teachers. If you look at the chat box of YouTube session today, all of you will see that this is for the teachers by the student session. So the students are answering your questions that are pointed to you. The one student will ask, is this enough? The other will answer that yes. There are positive comments about PYQ marathon session. And there are very positive things about belief and grand test. And one student has written beautifully, even if you score less in a grand test, don't be demotivated. I was scoring less, but I finally scored more. That's a very, very positive point. It is more important to write the exam than anything else. So this session, I think, is for the teachers by the student. They are answering the chat box. If you look at it, Vivek sir, Goga bhai, they are answering. So most of the students are answering your questions. We go on to the next thing.
Praveen, just one more.
Please, sir, please.
One student, Aman, is saying that there is some test series of 200 questions. Please make that available for iPad and mobile phones. I cannot give that on laptop or desktop. Guys, that is not a separate thing. You just need to open the browser and go to cerebellumacademy.com and you can give the test, whether on the mobile or iPad or anywhere.
अभी सर आपने टेक क्वेरीज आंसर करना शुरू किया ना तो ये सेशन चलेगा.
So back to Praveen.
All right. So yes. All right. I'll just share the broad plan now. So we are saying 6 months are left, but actually we don't have 6 months. We have only 4.5 months. And the broad plan is that in the first 3 months, we will complete the lab 1. We will explain what exactly do we mean by these terms, what exactly is lab 1, what exactly is late night PYQ marathon, BTR, all of us know, but what exactly, how do we integrate it? But broadly in the lab 1, we want to cover the entire course in live classes. So this is going to be a more elaborate lab where we try to cover everything along with the test and discussion. I'll show you the details in the next slide. Lab 2 is when we start with the first revision, and our aim is that by November end, we will complete this lab 2. And lab 3, assuming that the exam would be in the second week of December, some people are saying it would be in the third week of December. If that is the case, we get 7 days more. It's even better. We will do the final revision with what is called as the marathon program. We'll discuss more about it in the next slides. So what does lab 1 include? Vivek sir, can I request you to explain what exactly are the components of lab 1?
Yes, sir. Sir, in fact, Dr. Azaz Ahmed has just asked what are going to be the timings for these classes. So friends, daily the classes will begin at 5:30 p.m. daily in the evening.
Sir, actually, we start at 5 p.m. for the FMG batch, Mission 200 batch. Yeah. Okay,
so we'll be starting at 5 p.m. on a daily basis and we'll follow it strictly. So I'll request and suggest to all of you kindly follow this schedule strictly. Then once the course is completed, let's talk about my subject. After PSM is completed, each subject would be followed by a live test and discussion. So this will help you evaluate how much you have understood in the class. Plus also these live test and discussion which we are going to conduct have been curated individually by the teacher themselves. So don't worry, this is exactly going to simulate how the actual exam is going to come to you in your FMG December 2024.
Right. So as sorry.
Similarly, friends, grand test also, see, idea is not to impress you. We don't want to create very difficult grand test just to impress you. Idea is not to impress you, but idea is to help you clear the exam. So we are creating the question ourselves, which are going to be exactly like how the exam questions came. If you have gone through the interviews of the students we have conducted, I think you'll understand it better. Dr. Praveen sir.
Right, sir. So as sir nicely said, in the lab one, there would be live classes which would start at 5 p.m. every evening. And after the subject is complete, we take a live test and discussion. A test is given to you, you appear for the test, you are shown the result, and the teacher comes and has a discussion. And in GTs, we are very particular about this thing. We want the GTs to be as close to the real exam as possible. All right. Govind sir, some students are based out of India and their timings don't match. And in the last two batches also we saw this issue that certain students are not able to attend the live lectures. So sir, if a student is not able to attend the live lecture, in that case, what option does that student have?
So first of all, our advice will be to attend the live classes. So that will be best for you, because many times the student can attend the live class, but due to one reason or other, जैसे गर्लफ्रेंड से मिलने जाना है या फिर कुछ भी मैच देखना है, so they postpone this के we can do it later. So although you will be getting the recorded versions of all the live classes, so you can see that next day or maybe after 7 days whenever you want. But our advice will be to try to do the live classes as much as possible. Number one, you can get a lot of interaction, and number two, that's what the structure is. If you're not attending the live classes and postponing every class, then the structure is lost. Okay, so but for those students who are not able to attend, or due to some reason you are not able to attend any one particular class or two classes, you will get the recording of that class, so you can see that on the app later on also.
Right. Just to add, Govind sir, last batch I was doing interview of a student who was based out of China or Russia, this girl. And she told me that what she would do is she was not able to attend the live lectures because of the timing reason. But whenever she would go to the hospital during her internship, during that time, she would watch the recording of the last day's lecture. So I think that's also a very good plan if you're living in a different time zone. The idea is very nicely, Gobind sir put, is that if you're completing everything on the same day, you have that pressure that I have to complete it today because tomorrow some more content is coming, and that brings the much needed discipline. I'll go to Apurv sir now. Apurv sir, there's this thing late night PYQ marathon that the Cerebellum team started, and in almost every single interview that I came across, students said that they got very benefited by it. So what exactly is this late night PYQ marathon?
There are two things you have mentioned here, and we all have been stressing upon this thing that this is an MCQ exam. It is not a test of your knowledge. It is about the art and craft of understanding the question to rule out the options and reach to the correct answer. And what we were discovering and we realized that many of the questions were coming from not only last 3 years, but beyond. Then it was difficult for the students to filter out how long will they go. So Dr. Praveen spoke to all of us and he said that let's come with MCQs that will come every night and the students can practice it. What will that have? What difference will that make? It will make you, number one, confident, because these are the topics that you should know. And it goes on the classical line that जो आया है वही आएगा, जब हमको समझ आएगा तब हमारा number आएगा. So this is something which sticks in your brain as a single liner. You know the question, you know the answer. And this is what has been happening, because why the students benefited from it was because either from the question, from the topic, the questions directly came in the exam. I think this is stressing on the point that read the same relevant topics that have been going on. And now what I see is if the late night PYQ for any reason is delayed by 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the students, their anxiety level goes up because they look up to it and this is which is required. They wait for it. And it is something they want to do and they want to improve their score. So it's like a small subject-wise or a grand test that's happening to you every day, stimulates you. And when you sleep, you sleep with this feeling that you have done some MCQs. So when you get up, there is a charge that is in you. So this is what I feel. Analysis is happening every time and you don't miss out the most commonly asked topics. This is what Cerebellum makes sure. And I must say that, Praveen, you thought of mission program because you were the one to think about the online stimulus to the students. And you continue to ace it up further with this session because the onus goes on you. You have actually worked tirelessly for this. Although I know that you don't want me to say that, but the credit should go on the person who has worked for it. So this is fantastic. That's
right. Sir, all thanks to the Cerebellum team.
There are so many messages. Students are clearly thanking you for it. Abhi bhi is session, you see that.
Glad to see that, sir. Glad to see. Sir, I'll go to Zainab now. Dr. Zainab, कहाँ गए आप?
आ जाएंगे, वो कहीं नहीं जाने वाले.
Zainab, Dr. Zainab, perhaps the most famous three words in the country as of today are BTR. And BTR undoubtedly is the most efficient revision tool that has been created. I think first aid used to be one of the standard source for USMLE, and everybody who used to appear for USMLE used to do it. And now BTR probably is even stronger, even more established, and even more efficient source for our Indian students. So, Zainab ma'am, how do students integrate BTR with these live classes?
Lots of students have also asked this. So what I want to tell you is it's best if you do it simultaneously. For example, let me give you an example of radiology. So what you can do is you attend the mission class of radiology and then you just see the BTR video of radiology on the same day. Same applies to every subject, except for the integrated systems where it will be, path, pharma, physio, and medicine combined, and then BTR would have the integrated systems. But I think it works well. So that is how you can do simultaneously with the first lap itself, so that in the next cycle it feels familiar and you can again filter out the content that you need to revise from BTR and you have to revise from mission as well. So I would say take them together from the first lap itself, so you attend a mission class and then see the BTR video of that before you appear for the test and discussion. So this way, the important stuff gets reinforced. You will be confused that ma'am फिर revise क्या करे? दोनों revise करो. It's just that when you see BTR, you see it from my perspective, which is more of a student's perspective. कि important क्या है? You've heard it from the faculty's perspective, and then you are hearing it from me कि इसमें से important क्या stuff है, what is going to be important, volatile stuff that you have to master. So, in a way, you are simultaneously marking out volatile stuff for yourself जो आपको next round में revise करना है. And that is something which is very important. Another mistake a lot of students do is अभी ऐसे ही पढ़ लो, अभी सुन लो, next cycle में revise करेंगे. There is no next cycle. Everything happens simultaneously. So the moment you see BTR, it's a revision of your mission class. It's not like it's a different source. It's the same content, just in a different perspective. So that will help you when you appear for the test. You've already done one round of revision that way, and then you appear for the test and discussion in the lab 2, then you revise both of them again. So that is what my suggestion would be. Another frequently asked question is, so in BTR we have one recorded BTR video and we have one bonus BTR video. I would advise students to see both if possible, at least for the important subjects, see BTR and bonus BTR, at least for the long subjects and intermediate subjects. If you feel overwhelmed, you can skip the bonus BTR of short subjects, so at least for the important high impact subjects, you should see both BTR and bonus BTR, and that's it, so do these three things along with late night PYQs in the first lap, and in the second lap, the revision becomes easy, because then you have your work cut out that, okay, ये चीजें master करना है, and I have to revise these things.
Right, ma'am. Thank you for explaining how to integrate the BTR with the mission classes. And I feel, so for those of you who are not able to cover the entire thing, at least the main BTR videos, I think they are really good. They're very high-end. If you are not able to complete bonus BTR, that is still okay. But the main BTR videos, you should definitely watch, and right after completing the mission class. Because as Zainab very nicely pointed out, it is not a different source. It is all integrated. So it would not take you much time. Sparsh sir, I want to talk to you. I would request you to explain the students what kind of notes should they be using, because we provide them with the unannotated PDFs also. But then there are quick revision notes which are largely in sync with the classes. So sir, how should the students go about the notes?
Okay, so
सर स्पर्श सर देखो प्रवीण सर क्या करते हैं, ऐसे बोलते हैं, स्पर्श सर आई वांट यू टू टॉक टू यू. फिर उनको याद आता है कि सारे स्टूडेंट यूट्यूब पे सुन रहे हैं, तो वो एकदम से बोलते हैं आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू टू टॉक टू नोट्स. तो प्रवीण सर प्लीज, हम जैसे आपस में बात करते हैं ओपनली मत बताइए ऑनलाइन. ठीक है स्पर्श सर, ओवर टू यू.
ठीक है sir, so that is just an extension of him conveying the emotion that Cerebellum is a family, and of course all you students have been a part of our extended families. So when we talk about the notes, there are two sets of notes that sir has mentioned of. See, one set of notes that you would be getting is the unannotated PDF, which is supposed to be utilized by you when you are attending the live sessions. So as and when the faculty is going to be sharing with you the important points, you are expected to note down those important features all by yourself. This will help you retain that information for a longer duration of time, because my personal feeling is that anything that I've written with my own handwriting, however bad that may be, is going to be retained by me for a longer duration, right? The second set of notes that he's made a mention of are the bestseller of Cerebellum, which are the quick revision notes. And these are going to be the notes which are going to be utilized by you at the crunch time. So during the last time, you cannot expect to have a revision of all the main notes of all the 19 subjects. So the quick revision notes are going to be providing you the quick summary of the most relevant points which are likely to be asked in your exams. And that is something which can be utilized or supplemented with the marathon sessions, which are going to be the key information sessions that you are going to be having. So all in all, you are going to be having I would say, an extensive revision with respect to the main notes or the unannotated ones. Then you are going to be having a revision with respect to the marathon sessions, and you're going to be having a very quick recap of all the major points with the quick revision notes. So it is primarily done to ensure what we have conveyed to you early, that you are going to be having first go revision, and then you're going to be having 2 more revisions along with the practice of the MCQs, which shall ensure your success in the exams.
All right. So, but if I may advise, in case you are appearing for the exam in 2025 and later, then probably main notes would be better for you because they are more, elaborate. And if you're going to appear for this exam, December 24 exam, quick revision notes are the notes with which the live classes are synced. So if you have to take something, I think quick revision notes would be the best option for you. Sparsh sir, is that correct?
Absolutely, sir. Bang on point.
Thank you, sir. All right. So after lab 1, which we will finish by October end, we will go to the lab 2. Now lab 2 is of around 30 days. And here in the lab 2, what we will do is we'll ask you to revise whatever you have learned. And then we will again have live test and discussion. So second set of ENDs, as we call it in Cerebellum, you will be appearing in an exam. And at the end of the day, revision would be, discussion would happen. GT's grand test will happen with more frequency in the lab 2. And our late night PYQ sessions, PYQ marathons will continue. And finally, in the lab 3, perhaps lab 3 is the most high yield lab. Why? In the end, we do something called as marathon sessions. Marathon sessions, I would request Apurv sir. Apurv sir, what exactly are marathon sessions, and what do we try to achieve in these marathon sessions?
Yeah, so we just saw the Olympic medal, right?
Right.
And we just saw that we got bronze twice into shooting. But what we should realize is we missed a silver by 0.1 mark. And 0.1 was the difference between the silver and the bronze. And why the finish is everything in this game, because I'll explain. It's what Dr. Praveen is trying to say is passing the baton. The first baton is the lab 1, goes on to the second guy who runs over the lab 2, and finally the last person who's running towards the finish line. If it falters there, it doesn't mean whatever you have done till that time. You need to cross the line. You need to finish it well. And the marathon sessions are anti-choke sessions. If you remember, 30 balls, 30 runs, South Africa was having the game, but they did not finish it because they were not good in the marathon session. If they would have been Cerebellum students, India would not have got World Cup. So it is good that they did not attend our Cerebellum sessions and we got the World Cup. So we are the guys, right, who are going to see that at the end, you have the crux. ये वो है जो हम भूल नहीं सकते. So what teachers will do is, now they are going to squeeze out. It is like, just filter out what is required. And we will just finish off the things, like I am given 90 minutes to 2 hours and I have to explain everything to you. And I am just going to talk what is required, because at that point we understand you people are short of time. So this is what we want to do is, last end, you do this, and then here the MCQs are just going to be PYQs. Now remember, this will be almost your 3rd or 4th time you're doing PYQs. Lab 1, you have been doing PYQ marathons. Lab 2, you are doing PYQ marathons. Lab 3, you have specifically PYQs. And also remember, when the teachers are doing ENDs, they will automatically involve some PYQs. So this is what you do. You get 2 edges, important key points and important PYQs. Mine is an image-based subject. I will like to clarify that when our teachers tell us, if I am told to take a marathon session, I have been told, have all the important images. So I think this is something which is very, very important. If I summarize it further, if your quick revision notes are key to study, your marathon sessions are quick revision for your last game. So it is just the last 10 meters where we want to see that you don't choke. All right. So this is what is from me. Right.
So we have talked a lot about the live sessions, but there are students who want to learn from the recorded lectures. Gobind sir, I want to ask you this question, that if I am a student who wants to follow my own speed, or I want to watch videos at 1.5x and I want to follow my own schedule, what is the provision for recorded videos in Cerebellum, sir?
Guys, every video whichever is available on the app will be available for students who have subscribing for FMGE 200 plus program. So as the time is lesser, 4.5 months, as Dr. Praveen has told for this December session. So my advice will be to follow the quick revision videos and BTR videos. And if you have some problem in any particular topic which you want to study in detail, so you can see that the main videos for that topic also. And if you are in final year or fourth year, then my advice will be to follow the main videos.
Right. So if you want to follow the recorded lectures for students appearing in the upcoming exam, quick revision videos would be the ones for you. They are rapid revision videos basically. And if you are going to appear for the next year or later than that, then main videos which are more elaborate. Vivek sir,
Yes.
sir, for some of our students, especially who are following the recorded lectures, English is not the preferred language. Sometimes we feel that if something is being explained to us in Hindi or English, that we are able to grasp easily. So what is the provision for those students in the Cerebellum app?
Sir, this is where Cerebellum comes to the rescue of the students. Realizing the importance of this, what we have done in Cerebellum app is, for each and every subject, for each and every individual topic video, you have the option of toggling between the English as well as English lectures. Content is absolutely same, but it gives you the dual advantage. Some students are more comfortable with English, some are more comfortable with English. It is up to you to choose, but idea is to comprehensively follow the schedule.
Right.
Complete the subjects, 19 subjects.
Right. So you can follow English lectures, or if you're more comfortable in Hindi, you can follow the English lectures.
And sir, this is not at any additional charge.
Right. All right. So this is the schedule. So we are starting with the lab 1 from August 1st. Of course, nobody better than the legendary GRG sir. So GRG sir would be starting the lab 1 with the pharmacology class. And as you can see the schedule, we have classes from 1st of August to 3rd of August. And then again 5th of August. And on the 6th of August, there would be an END. END is the live test and discussion. So comprehensive coverage of the course followed by the test and discussion. And this is the schedule. All the subjects would be covered in a similar fashion. And we aim to complete it all by 30th of October. And after that, we'll start with the lab 2, and then there would be lab 3. So students, this is the entire program. I think it's a very well-structured program, and now it's a well-tested program. This is going to be the 3rd batch. And perhaps the results were upwards of 50%. More than 50% of our students pass exam. I do not want to ask you to enroll in the program, but I have one request to you. Just go and talk to any of your friends who attended the last Mission 200 program and got selected. So we don't have to ask you to attend this or enroll in this program. Your seniors or those who already got pass exam would tell you why it is the best bet for you. So how to enroll? You can go to the website of Cerebellum Academy. The prices are as of now 18,001, and after August 1 they would be increased. Any last words, Gobind sir, for the students who are going to start from August 1st?
The only thing is just believe yourself and believe Cerebellum, and start study. If you are consistent for these 4.5 months, then there is no one who can stop you from passing the exam. So that's all. Best wishes from my side.
Vivek sir, your last advice?
Yes, sir. Yes, friends, we are having a structure. Just stick with us. Just follow the schedule religiously. This is the only thing you require. You will clear the exam. We are 100% sure.
Thank you, sir. Apurv sir.
I can just tell you an example, right? You look at this session. I believe this session could have been taken by any one teacher and all these points could have been explained. the session itself says that even for this session, Dr. Praveen made sure of all of us are together on it. So imagine if for this session of 45 minutes, 6 of us are sitting and seeing that we convey the right thing, what hard work the teachers are really wishing to do for your exams, for the program that we have. So this is what is a family. And I believe that clearing an entrance exam is one of the things which is considered to be tough in your life. It is not everything, but it is one thing. But if you have right kind of guidance, which we will make sure you have in Cerebellum, right? So at the end, after clearing your exam or attempting your exam, you will come and meet us and say thank you. You will remember us, you will remember this session, and you will see that we will see that no stone is left unturned while making this program and conducting throughout. And I will also like to extend thanks to our team here, right, who supports whatever we wish to do. Evening sessions, late night PYQ marathons, and you will realize this as a part of the Telegram family that you will have round the clock support from everybody. And thank you for having me here. And it really feels good to be among such fantastic group of teachers.
Sir, I'm not really letting you go as of now because we have to answer some questions.
मेरे को rapid.
मुझे पता है आप सबसे पहले भागने जाते हो. So a couple of questions, sir. Sir, some students are asking, is this program available on the laptop?
It cannot be because of safety issues. नहीं तो फिर कुछ नहीं हो सकता हम गए काम से. Sorry.
Sir,
I know what you're trying to ask. Sorry, answer is NO.
Sir, another question is how to download BTR. Zainab ma'am, you want to help students download
It's the
BTR?
same thing. It is the same question. Answer is NO. Imagine, you know, if you try to do that, I am here, right? So just try to do that. NO.
All right.
You can download it on the app, but not on Telegram.
All right.
And no means no.
No means no. Vivek sir,
सिर्फ एक शब्द नहीं है. It comes with terms and conditions and legal implications.
please don't make these mistakes. We are seeing students, you know, you are young guys, you are young medicos. Please don't do these silly things. Don't try to download, you know, all those legal things. I don't know why you want to get into all of that. Please don't do that.
Also, now that we are all live, we should also make this disclaimer. If you get a message from any of us on Telegram, please don't respond. Please don't pay. It's a scam going on under a lot of faculties' names. So, like, just be very careful and don't engage in any conversation. Don't share any OTPs. That's very, very important.
सिर्फ ये जो वेबसाइट है ना, यहीं पे होना है सब कुछ. हम में से किसी के चेहरे और इस पे बिलीव नहीं करना. Website is there, which is being shown to you. Go and go there. That's it.
If you come across a profile of Dr. Zainab Vora, presume it is fake unless proven otherwise. That is the dictum.
The
Right.
photo is original, profile is fake.
And the same applies for everybody else, all the faculties. Sir, there is a question, sir. I have already extended my last time. So, sir, can I extend again or need to buy a new subscription? You can extend. Earlier, there was a limitation that you can't extend beyond one time, but now you can extend your subscription. All right. Faizan is saying, I got messaged by ma'am 5 times. Faizan, you are not so lucky. Ma'am is not going to message you 5 times. All right. Gobind sir, is rapid revision enough to clear FMG exam?
As I keep on saying, if you are good basic understanding, then rapid revision is good enough to pass the exams. But if you are just cramming, then it will not.
All right. Bipin is asking, sir, who already have subscription, do they need to buy this plan separately? Vivek sir?
Sir, if they are already having subscription, they will not need to buy this again because till the last day of the subscription, they'll have access to each and every video, as Dr. Gobind sir mentioned earlier, which is already available in the app.
Rose Nirmal is asking for new subscribers how to join the Telegram group. So Rose, please see the email that you must have received at the time of joining. We are sending the link of Telegram groups in that email, and please use those links to join the Telegram groups. There are many fake groups which are available. Please don't join them. Somebody is asking how to collect unannotated PDF. So in the Telegram group, we usually add the unannotated PDF at the beginning of the session. Annotated PDFs are uploaded in the app. You can't download it.
I have a question, Praveen sir.
Yes, sir.
Written here that how to enroll. You have a website. My question is, if I enroll, what all I get?
बताइए सर, आप ही बताइए आंसर.
आपने बताना है सारा आंसर. हर बार बोलते हो तुम जूनियर हो, तुम बताओ आंसर. What all do you get when you enroll? This is what the question is. Please enlist all the items.
So you get everything in the app. You get access to the main videos. English and English, you get access to the rapid revision videos. English and English, you get access to the live lectures. You get access to BTR by Zainab ma'am. You get access to the tests and discussions. You get access to the GTs, and you also get access to the Telegram group in which all the
Question
teachers
bank,
are
you
there.
forgot. You forgot to mention question bank.
Question bank, and yes, question bank. How can I forget the question bank?
और सबसे फेवरेट तुम्हारा लेट नाइट PYQs.
मतलब जो भी ऐप में सब कुछ मिलेगा और जो भी आगे आएगा वो भी मिलेगा. अच्छा. Limitless cringe. The name is very nice, first of all. So cringe is asking, sir, what MCQs to solve QBank or custom module? So Mr. Cringe, I think because we have limited time, I would advise that please stick to the ENDs. It would not be easy to cover all those ENDs and the GTs that you would be taking. But if you're appearing for the next year exam, you can go with the QBank. And a friendly advice, please change your profile name. संतोष यादव भाई का काम जो है टेलीग्राम ग्रुप. संतोष प्लीज मुझे आप डायरेक्टली मैसेज भेज दो भाई, मैं खुद करवा दूंगा. आप प्लीज इसको और मत टाइप करो इस चीज को.
So I think Praveen.
I think we have covered most of the questions. So Sparsh sir, your last words please for the students.
But for sure, I can just reiterate the fact that all of you have a hidden winner inside you, whether you know about it or not. And every Manu Bhakar needs a coach like Jaspal Rana, and you have not one, but you have many over here in Team Cerebellum. So they will extract the winner out of you, and that is what is going to be very much evident to all of you as and when the results are announced on the D-Day, right? So let's get started with the program. Just about a gap of 24 hours before you have the session, the very first session by the wonderful opening batsman himself. Nothing better than Goga sir starting the session. And of course, that is going to be being wrapped up by the mother of all students for the preparation of the exam, Zainab ma'am. And of course, with the blessings and best wishes from all of us, right? So let's get started as early as possible. Let's just do it this time.
Thank you, sir. Before I go to Zainab ma'am's last words, ma'am, I have an MCQ for you. What is the full form of BTR? Option A, बुरी तरह रटो. Option 2, belief तो रखो. Option C, belief, trust and something. And option 4, none of the above.
Sir, all of the above. Option
All
D
of
is
them.
incorrect. And whenever
of
you
them.
have all of the above in the option, that's your answer.
All right. Ma'am, your
So
last words.
all
is-
of the above, and those are my last words, that you have to have belief in your own self and the source that you are doing, and whether or not you're following mission or not, just have belief in whatever you're doing and you shall do well. So just continue to do what you're doing and give it your 100%. If you keep questioning every day, what am I doing? Should I change my source? You're not gonna do well, no matter what you're doing. So whatever it is that you are doing, show up and have the faith. And now it's backed by results, as we've been saying. So even we are more confident people now, telling you that you can follow this and it will get you the results that you want. So have belief and trust your teachers, trust yourself, trust the source that you're doing. Keep revising. It's a structure which has been made for you. As we say, you just show up daily and you trust yourself and us, and we'll go over to the marks that we want. We are not aiming for 150, we are aiming for 200.
Thank you, Zainab ma'am. In the end, I just want to say this, what Zainab ma'am said in the last few lines. Earlier, 1 year back, when students would ask us कि क्या करना है, we would often say कि whatever you're doing, you can continue with that. While that remains a valid advice, today we are very confident, after we saw such great results of the last 2 batches, that you can join Cerebellum's Mission 200 Plus. It has everything that you need to crack this exam. And see you in the class on August 1st. Thank you, everyone.
I will like to add at the end,
Right.
there are only 1.5 days left for before the price increases. So who have not enrolled, please enroll now.
अभी ज्वाइन करें और वरना ऑफर गवाएं, मार्केटिंग हो गई. ठीक है. All right, all the best students. See you in the class.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
मिलते हैं, परसों मिलते हैं सब. Bye bye.
All the
Bye.
best.
Best wishes, guys.